Orion.
So let me ask this question.
I'll keep it stack 50. I'll take my headphones serious.
Stack 50, eh? Why?
Give me a second. My friend's calling me.
Question I get a lot is, what does my morning routine look like? So, students, what does your morning routine look like?
You know, put on clothes, and then if I feel like it, I'll put on music or TV. As like, I don't know, getting dressed in the quiet, it's weird.
I first check my phone, brush my teeth, wash my face, you know.
First, I check my phone, then I get up, I wash up, brush my teeth, fluff my hair, make sure I look good. That's it.
Alright, so the first thing I do is check my phone. Third thing I probably do is like wake my niece up because, you know, my niece, I gotta take my niece to school in the morning.
Get dressed. I usually look at my phone. I go to Instagram and I check my messages.
So how do I start my day? I get up every morning at 5 a.m. with the idea that I want to be on offense and not defense. I don't really have to wake up until 6:30. That puts me in a place where I am rushing and I have to just wake up right out of bed and jump into my day. And I'd rather be on offense by getting up and making myself do stuff before work. So that typically looks like coming downstairs and meditating first. I do that for however many minutes I feel like I need to do it. Sometimes that's guided, like I'll wear headphones and listen to something while I'm meditating if I feel particularly distracted, or if I didn't have a good night's sleep, or if I have some kind of like something that's hanging over me from the day before. That sounded like I had a hangover. Not like a hangover. Then sometimes that is just me sitting quietly, and I do that with no lights on downstairs in the same chair every single day by myself. Then that goes into praying, so I pray every morning as well, and I don't talk about this very often, and I get the question all the time, like, why don't I talk about my faith on my channel? Because I'd rather, you know, St. Francis once said, preach always, and when necessary, use words. And I feel like talking about faith a lot of times alienates people. And I'm not against alienating people necessarily, but I just feel like my channel has the potential to reach more people and have a greater effect if I don't talk about the specifics of that sort of part of my life, but rather it is something that I'm showing by doing instead of just talking about it. After that, have a part of my day where I envision what's going to happen. So sort of like a lot of people use vision boards. I'm not so sure how much I'm into like materializing things just because I think about them. Like maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I don't really have enough evidence either way. But I do know that by imagining what's going to happen that day, seeing myself being successful, getting the things done that I need to get done, having a meeting go the right way, what it does is it squashes the self-talk that I have that is telling me otherwise. So I usually have a lot of negative self-talk, which is telling me that I'm not going to be successful, that this thing's not going to work out, that something's not going to be good. And instead I am sort of running through what that's going to look like if I do well. But it's a better way for me to start my day and create that inner dialogue and be on that offense instead of just taking what's given to me. And then after that, I literally run through what I want my life to look like ultimately. I am a big believer in reverse engineering your life. So what I do is I have a vision for exactly what I want my life to look like. From the car that I want, to the house that I want, to the chickens that I want to own, to the way that I want my garden set up, to my tiny horse named Kevin that I will ride from my room to the copy machine to get my copies every day. I have a clear vision of what that looks like, how much all of that costs, and then I envision myself like, what does it feel like when I open that pickup truck door to get into that car? What does it look like and feel like when I'm walking around in the back of my farm barefoot in the morning feeding chickens? Like, what does that actually feel like? What do things taste like? What do they smell like? And I am getting myself ready for that opportunity to come one day. And as I get into that, like when I started a YouTube channel, I envisioned what that would look like if it was successful. What would it look like if all of you were in the comment section all the time and I had to engage with those people? Like I had a vision for what that was so that I was ready for it when it happened. So then I read, and then I read a different book until I get through that whole book. So right now I just finished Pat Croce's I Feel Great and You Will Too. Pat Croce used to be the president of the 76ers in Philadelphia, and although I don't like sports, Pat Croce is like a really polarizing figure. He's someone I read his book once a year for the last almost 20 years since it came out in 2000. And then I just started reading Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Workweek because this YouTube thing has gotten very, very busy between all of the speaking engagements that I've gotten the opportunity to do, to all the emails that I get sent, the DMs, the messages, constantly posting stuff and keeping stuff up, writing the book that I'm writing right now, and then all of these. There's a lot of really great projects I'm working on by myself that are time consuming as well. So it's a lot to fit into my day. And I think that's really the reason that I get up early as well. My goal is starting tomorrow morning is to start waking up at 4 in the morning so that I can wake up, I can run in the morning. Because if you don't know, I'm running every single day for the next 365 days. Day 5, out here in the rain with me! My man. It's pouring rain outside and it's just not optimal. Dog's all surprised that we're stopping, even though he stopped me 4 times because he had a poop already tonight. Day 13, I look like Beaker from the Muppets. Day 13, bro. All right. Do I want to run on Christmas? Nope. Did I? Yep. First of all, this outfit's ridiculous. It started hailing really hard. Important lesson learned. Don't eat raviolis for dinner and then go running. Actually, don't eat anything for dinner and then go running, because it just makes you feel like crap. I'll get that run done in the morning and I will come home and I can write the book in the morning for an hour before, and then be ready to do the rest of my morning routine. That gets me ready for the day. The last thing that I do is my wife gets up every morning around 6. She makes coffee for us and then we sit and we literally have a morning meeting every morning. And that morning meeting looks like all kind of positive talk. We try not to have any sort of arguments or talk about anything in the morning that's going to put a negative connotation on the morning. It's talking about business, talking about YouTube, talking about emails that we have to answer or opportunities that we have to respond to, or just how we want the day to go. And it's really good intentional time that we don't always get otherwise. I think that, hanging with your spouse should be like a business meeting. Like, you have to plan it sometimes, otherwise it's not going to happen. So there's even dates that we go on that we plan them ahead of time so that we know that we're going to go out and we're very intentional about being there together. And that meeting lasts about 30 minutes, and then I'm able to start getting ready at 6:30. I'm out of the house by 7, and that's that. That is typically, that's my weekday morning. Weekends are a little bit different. I'm still up early on Saturdays, but my wife and I meet for a much longer time, and we have like what we refer to as sort of like board meetings in the morning, where we sit at the dining room table, we have coffee, we go through the week, we talk about all the opportunities, we get a vision for what we want the week to look like and how that's going to kind of build the vision into the next thing that we want in our lives. And then Sundays are kind of a mix, like a little bit of that, it's a little bit of kids and that sort of thing as well. So it's really that simple. Now look, if you're thinking about starting a morning meeting or a morning, did you just walk in the back of my scene? Like, what are you, small? David, you look like Snoop from The Wire. Just saying. If you're thinking about having some sort of morning routine, here's my advice I would give to you. I don't think it's so much about what you're doing in the morning, but that you're doing something in the morning, that you're waking up early, that you're getting after the day and not letting the day happen to you, you're happening to your day. And there's something really to be said about that. I find that when I sleep in late, I'm more lethargic in the morning. So I'm not typically a workout in the morning person, although I've been getting up early forever, but that used to look like really long walks in the morning where I would just take these long meditative walks. I would go down the darkest streets and I would look for darkness, and that's how I knew where to go next. And that's how I would navigate my neighborhood until 20 minutes was up, and then I would walk back that 20 minutes. Here comes the kid. Hi, Kent.
What's up, Reynolds?
Talking about my morning. I think meditating in the morning is a good idea because it helps me to be mindful in the morning. So maybe you're not into that, but I think prayer can work the same way. You are sort of forcing your body into what you want to be thinking about and not just letting the barrage of things that need to happen in the day, happen to you. I've done other things in the past where I've journaled, where I used the 5-minute journal, and it takes 5 minutes to fill it out. So pretty much anybody can do that, even if you're running late. Or I've written lists of everything that I have to do in the day. And I still do that sometimes, but I just find that I don't have to do that all week because it's not something like I know what my list is and then I don't have to look at it again for the day. I am always mindful of the type of music that I listen to or stuff that I read in the morning because I want it to be something that empowers me and not something that I'm going to read that's going to make me worried or scared or think of something disastrous. I want to think of something that's going to be awesome. And even my drive into school is listening to either podcasts, like I listen to a lot of Jocko Willink's podcasts or Joe Rogan or Impact Theory, Seth Rogen's old podcasts, or not Seth Rogen, Seth Godin, because Seth Rogen is a totally different type of podcast, I would imagine. That stuff is like putting me in the right place when I'm showing up to school so I can be at my best. I really think that your emotion is contagious, that if you come in and you're in a good mood, the kids are going to pick up on that, and Even if the kids don't pick up on it, even if they're a pain in your butt that day, you deal with it better. I had a teacher in the 6th grade, and when she would come out to pick us up in the morning, we'd all be standing in line, and when she was angry, or when you could tell when she had a bad morning because her lipstick would go up kind of a little bit like the Joker, or her eyeliner would be like a little bit off, and you knew it was going to be a bad day. I don't want to come in with my lipstick off like that, or my eyeliner. I don't wear lipstick or eyeliner, but if I did, I wouldn't want it to be messed up. I would want it to be perfect. My question to you, because I'm not just a talking head here, what is it that you do in the morning that helps you to get ready for your day? Or if you're not doing that right now, what's something you think you could do that would help you get ready for your day? If you leave that in the comment section below. I'm not only interested in it, but I think that this is a community of educators, right? It's not just me, but I'm just providing the space. And so in the comments below, go ahead and leave that if you wouldn't mind. That would be really awesome. And that's it. Peace. That's it.